You know, people who are watching All in the Family today, these days. I mean, it's a funny show. You've seen it, George. It's funny in its own way, you know. But I don't think it comes 3 light years near to the very early black and white Jackie Gleason Honeymooners. Do you remember when he was a bus driver? That's right. Now that, and the apartment he lived in. You recall the apartment on the Honeymooners? That was right, man. Oh, listen, that looked like, if you ever get a chance to see any reruns of the old black and white Honeymooners, they called it, don't hesitate. I mean, because you'll find that you'll be laughing out loud just watching these things, and they must have been filmed 150 years ago. As a matter of fact, Jackie Gleason looks absolutely svelte, but they are great. And as a matter of fact, what made me think of this, I saw one here a couple of weeks ago on one of the channels. I don't know what channel it was. Unfortunately, I would give them a plug if I did, but there it was, see? And I looked at this thing, and I realized how incisive this was about, you know, the ordinary walking around life. Like there was this one sequence, and I thought this was so great, because, you know, the one thing that I think they missed with Archie Bunker is they never discuss his work much or anything. Whereas actually in the true Archie Bunker world, work is discussed a great deal. That's right. Oh yeah, there's a lot of yelling about work. And so here was this one great sequence, and it showed the door opens. You see this crummy pad, you know, and the door opens. And slam it open, bam, the door opens real mad. See? And he comes walking across the stage. Absolutely, you know, walking real, yeah, that's right. Absolutely. No smile, nothing on his face. He walks across the stage. And right across the apartment, you see the windows open, you see the fire escape out there, the whole bit. See, he walks across the apartment, and he opens the ice box. This rotten-looking ice box. He opens it up, and he reaches in. You hear, yeah, he's a lot of rattling. He's reaching in, and he grabs a bottle of beer. See, he comes out, he slams the door, sits down, and he just goes, bam, you know, with a beer. He just slams it down. And with that, he's looking around for an opening. So he's looking in the drawer. Finally gets the opening. He opens the bottle of beer, and he's drinking a beer. Looking mad. Oh, boy. He's just sitting there drinking beer. Well, at that point, you hear Alice's voice she says, Ralph, is that you? Nothing. He just sits there. He's so, you know, she says, Ralph, is that you? He takes another big slug of beer. She says, Ralph, is that you out there in the kitchen? Puts the beer down. He says, now who were you expecting? Who do you think it is? Yes, it's me. What do you want? And she comes to the door, and she's wiping her hands. She was always wiping her hands with a cloth. Obviously, she's been cleaning, so she's wiping her hands. She says, well, what's eating you? Nothing. Then there's a pregnant pause. She says, well, if I wait long enough, you'll tell me. And he says, what do you mean by that? Are you trying to say that I come around here and complain all the time? No, I'm not saying that, Ralph. Not at all. You never complain, Ralph. You never complain around here. In fact, you're always a ray of sunshine here. In fact, I can hardly wait sometimes for you to get home. All right? That's the way it's going to be. How about it if I go out and have dinner myself somewhere else and not even show up here till tonight when I feel like coming in? And she walks out. And that bugged him. She didn't say anything. She just walks out into the next room. She just leaves. He figured she was going to say, stop, I love you, please. He's drinking a beer. He says, I'm not kidding, I'm going to go out. I'm not kidding. I'm going to go down to Al's Diner and have dinner. To hell with this place. Long, pregnant pause. And finally, she comes to the door again. He's drinking a beer. Now, this is a great sequence. You'll never see anything like this on Archie Bunker. And this is, by the way, a very realistic battle. She comes to the door and she says, look, she says, if you're going to go down to the diner and have supper, do it without yelling. You're going to wake up everybody for 4 floors around. I don't care whether you go to the diner or not. But stop yelling. And she disappears again. Now he's really bugged. She had literally told him, go ahead, to hell with you. Go out to Al's Diner and have supper. I don't care. He's got the bottle of beer and he drains it. You know how Gleason, I mean, he's like Falstaff. See, he slurps it down, puts the bottle down, jumps up, runs over to the ice box. He rustles in there, and then he turns around. He says, you forgot to get beer! There's only one beer in here! That's no answer. And this whole scene has been going on, so you could just see something's really bugging him. Something's really bugging him, and she has not even asked him. It's funny, he sits down now, and he's got this bottle of something. See, he's drinking this bottle, and it's an old flat bottle and this was so true. He's got a bottle of opened orange soda that somebody left in the icebox like 6 months ago, and now it's flat. He's drinking flat orange soda. He's just drinking it. He makes a face, puts it down. And finally he says, all right, if you want to know what's bugging me, I'll tell you what's bugging me. I'll tell you what's bugging me. He says, well, look, I don't care what's bugging you. All I know is that I want a little peace and quiet around here. Now, why don't you go down to the diner and tell everybody at the diner what's bugging you? But just give me a little peace and quiet. I've had a hard day, and I don't care what's bugging you. I'll go down to the diner and tell everybody down there what's bugging you. I'm sure they want to know. They will be delighted to know. Pregnant sound of silence. With that, he gets up and walks across the floor, and you think he's going to go out. You think he's going to leave, see? He walks up to the door, opens it up, bam! Then he slams it. He figured she's going to come running out, see? He's gone. Nothing. She doesn't come out of the bathroom or wherever the hell she is. Okay. He takes the door open. He hollers up the stairs, hey, Norton! Hey, Norton! Hey, Norton, you up there? Dead silence. No answer comes down. Hey, Norton! Come on down, Norton, you up there? How about let's go on out to the diner? No answer. There's nobody there. Norton is gone. Norton's wife is gone. Alice doesn't give a damn what's bugging him. And he's sitting there at the table now, and I'm wondering, what's bugging him? What's bugging this guy? He's really looking mad. And it's serious. He's got this flat bottle of orange drink, and he's drinking it. He looks like Hamlet. And finally, Alice comes out from the back, and she's washing her hands with a rag, you know, and she's got her apron on. She always had her hair up in curlers, you ought to see. She said, look, Ralph, if you're going to stay here, at least tell me what the problem is. If you're not, go. I just don't want to hear any more yelling. So, all right. I'll tell you what the trouble is, Alice. You know what the trouble is? How many times have I told you about Sweeney? He says, well, what about Sweeney? Doesn't he work at the bus company? He does. What did I tell you? 2 months ago, I came right in his kitchen. And I told you, did I tell you what Sweeney promised to me? You remember what Sweeney promised? He said, no, I don't remember. That made a man. You don't remember. Well, I'll tell you what it was. 2 months ago, Sweeney told me that when they get the new buses in, I would get the first new bus. Well, the buses came in this afternoon. I'm not even on the list. I've been driving the same bus for 17 years. It's got a bad transmission. The handle on the door is coming off. Who do you think got the new bus? Well, I'll tell you who got the new bus. Clifford. That damn Clifford. He ain't been there. He's been there 5 years less than I've been there. Walking around, taking them out bowling. He got the bus. We're not going to get another bus for 2 years. And she comes out of the back, out of the John. She says, well, you mean you didn't get the bus? I didn't get the bus. Driving the same bus. She said, I'm really sorry, Ralph. And he kind of softened. Yeah, well, I still got you, Alice. He said, that's right, Ralph. He said, let's go down to the diner and have dinner together. I'll take you out tonight. What the hell? You only live once. Let's go out tonight. You just live once. You just live once. Let's go out and play it up big tonight, Alice. At which point, you hear from upstairs, you hear this voice hollering, hey, Ralph! Hey, Ralph! Hey, Ralph, it's Norton! And he sticks his head out the door and he says, hey, Norton, come on! Me and Alice is going down to the diner tonight! What the hell, you only live once! We're going to eat out tonight! We're going to meet them over the diner! And we're going to, bring their own beer! We're going to go out and have a good time! And then Norton comes downstairs with his funny hat on. You know, Norton? And Norton walks in, he says, how are you, Ralph? How are you, Ralph? Hey, you're sounding in a good mood tonight, Ralph. And then his face changes. I'm in a terrible mood. Just don't come on and tell me I'm in a good mood, Norton. Norton, it happened again. I'm going to leave that bus company. I'm going to quit that bus company, Norton. You know what they did to me, Norton? They gave the new bus. 17 years I've been driving the same bus, and Clifford promised me I would get a new bus. When the first ones come in, I'd get it, right? They gave it to that damn Clifford. I'm going to leave that bus company. And Norton says, listen, he says, you think you got troubles. He says, I want to tell you. He says, for 30 years now, I've been working in the 6th Avenue sewers. They've been promising me that one day they would give me Park Avenue. Well, they reassigned everybody last month, and they put me on 3rd Avenue. And who got Park Avenue? I'll tell you who. McGonagall's gang. Guy ain't been here 5 years, less than I've been here, and he got Park Avenue already. And with that, the 4 of them went out to the diner to have dinner. And I said to myself, my God, is that true? And that's where Archie Bunker fails. It's a very funny show, but Archie never talks about his work at home. And the true Archie Bunker brings it home, man. I want to tell you, he brings it home in bushel baskets. He brings it home in gunny sacks. I can remember my old man. Now, I'm going to tell you a true story. Great trauma in our family. My old man. He worked for this office like as long as I could remember. And one night he comes home, slams the door open, walks in, right to the kitchen, into the John, slams the door. And I knew it was trouble. As usual, he came, through the table, paper on the table. How are you, kids? Nothing. He boom right through. My mother says, shh, now don't bother your father. He's had a bad day at the office. And we didn't know how bad it was. He comes out of the joint, sits down, opens his paper, says nothing. He's reading the paper. My mother's over at the sink there, hanging over the sink, with the Brillo pads. She serves the mashed potatoes. The old man saying nothing. Finally, lays the paper down. You know that feeling of he's going to make an announcement. Lays the paper down. Says, well, you might as well get ready. She says, what happened? Gallagher got it. She says, he did? He did. Gallagher got it. That phony. I'm a little kid. I'm about 7. See, I don't know what it's about. Gallagher got what? Who's Gallagher? Gallagher got it. Just Gallagher got it. He got it. My mother says, oh, I'm sorry. Says, Gallagher got it. That's all you can say about it. And I don't want to hear any more about it. And he says, and another thing. That's the last company picnic we're ever going to. I'm not going to the company picnic, and I'm not going to the Christmas party. And another thing, if they think I'm going to paint the signs for the Christmas party, they're out of their mind. Gallagher got it. That was never mentioned again. Years go by. And one night, my old man is dead and gone years. I'm out of the Army. I'm talking to my mother on the phone, and it just hit me, that strange scene. Gallagher got it. And I brought it up, and I said, hey, Ma, when I was a kid, was there anybody involved in the family named Gallagher? She said, Gallagher, do you remember that? I said, what was it that he got? I remember the old man? You remember the old man saying Gallagher got it? What was it he got? She said, oh, that was terrible. I said, well, what did he get? She said, well, you remember your father worked in the accounting department at the office there? Yes, he did. I remember that. Well, for 6 years, he thought he was going to be named chief clerk. And Gallagher got it. She didn't have to say anymore. I said, oh. At that point, I knew something about my old man I never knew. I could see why he enjoyed bowling, even more than anything after that. He took up driving around on Sunday, yelling out at the car guys. I guess in every guy's life, somewhere back deep, buried amid all those rusted nails, broken bottles of memories, there is a Gallagher who got it.
Yeah, I was very innocent. When you look back on your life, you can see about 5 million fantastic things you missed because of your innocence. Oh, God, innocence is a terrible disease. I mean, it's one of the worst. I'll tell you, one of the worst diseases I ever knew happened. Listen, there was the time of that chick outside of Washington. This fantastic girl that I knew that I couldn't figure, I couldn't figure I could even get within, 400 or 500 yards of her. Say, and I'm sitting in the cafeteria one day. This is, innocence does you in. I'm sitting in the cafeteria, and this girl comes up to me and sits opposite me in the cafeteria, and she says, she said, are you having difficulty with the differential equations that Mr. Quimby's been giving us? And I said, yeah, I have been, but I'm doing them all right. She says, oh, I'm having such a terrible time with the differential equations. And I said, oh, is that right, Pamela? I figured she's going to ask me to help her do the problems. There's certain kinds of guys that only get asked that kind of stuff, And when the real stuff is passed out, they're somewhere out in, out in the driveway outside of McDonald's. They're not where it's ready. So I said, well, gee, I'd be glad to help you. Gee, it's the only way I could get close to this girl, help her with the differentials. She said, I don't want to do it here. She said, I'm right now. I'm doing an assignment for medieval history, and I don't have time. She said, however, I live in Chevy Chase, and my parents aren't going to be home the whole weekend. And I just thought it'd be kind of nice if you came over Saturday afternoon and helped me with my differentials. What the hell do you think I did? Well, I don't even want to tell you. I might as well. I'll just tell you what innocence will do you. I said, well, gee, I said, Saturday afternoon, Pamela? And she said, yes, anytime Saturday afternoon. Anytime at all. I said, well, gee whiz. Me and Corky were going to go and play tennis down at the indoor courts all Saturday afternoon. And she said, well, you can make it Saturday night. I mean, just as well. I said, well, gee whiz, Pam, Pamela, you don't mind if I call you Pam? She said, no, please do. I said, gee whiz, Pam, me and Corky was going to go bowling after we finished playing tennis, and then, we figured we'd go out and have some pizza, and gee whiz. She said, well, you can come after bowling, nobody's going to be home, just me. Well, yeah, but, gee, we're liable to, be bowling till 10, 11 o'clock at night. So anytime. I said, yeah, but I got to get up early in the morning, Sunday, Yeah, me and we were going to get up early in the morning. We were going to go down and... She said, oh, that's all right, then, if you don't want to come over. But by the way, she said, if you wanted to come Saturday night, just don't hesitate to call. I don't have to tell you. What did I do all Saturday? Yeah, me and this guy hit tennis balls back and forth. That night I went bowling, and I ate pizza, and I went to bed. I got up very early, and I went out with this other guy. We went out and helped him put up his antenna that we were going to do. And anyway, the whole weekend went down the drain. And so about Wednesday, I'm sitting in the same cafeteria, and up comes this guy I knew. Guy named Smedley, as a matter of fact. He comes up and he says, oh, man, he said, I'm just about getting back into shape. My God. I said, what, Smed? He said, did I have a fantastic weekend? He said, you know this chick, Pamela? I said, yeah. He says, my God, fantastic. She came over and asked me if I'd help her with her differentials. Oh, differentials, what a joke. He said, I didn't leave there till 4 a.m. Monday morning. Oh, what a fantastic weekend. She never asked me again. 5 foot 2, eyes of blue. Oh, what them 5 feet can do. Has anybody... I'll just tell you, innocence is a terrible, terrible burden to carry. And some people carry innocence all their lives. That's the truth. And those people, I can only say I feel terrible, terrible commiseration for. The truly innocent. And they do. They carry it all their lives. And they don't see 90% of what's happening in life due to the fact that they have this fantastic innocence. Well, of course, I go through those. I went through all that. I had that period when I wore a cloak of innocence around me like a waterproof shield, shielding me against reality and all the great stuff I could have been doing. Well, if I could ever get back into Hammond High, knowing what I know, oh, man. Well, that's another story.